All right. Tonight I'm joined by a man known in multiple countries as a tackling machine. He's best known for his time in the CFL, but has had stints with multiple NFL teams and most recently won an XFL championship with the Arlington Renegades. That is, of course, linebacker Darnell Sankey. Thank you for joining me tonight. How are you doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing good, man. What's going on?
Super excited to talk to you. Like I told you off camera, big fan of yours. I think you're one of the greatest linebackers we've seen in the CFL in a while, and
Oh,
I was very excited to see you play in the XFL this season. So definitely excited to have you on.
thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for my opportunity, man. Thank you.
Absolutely, the opportunity's all mine, I would say, but I appreciate it. So, during your college career, normally I don't go quite back this far, but at Sacramento State, you had an insanely productive career, 330 tackles, 12 and a half sacks, 59-yard pick six as well. But what intrigued me is I found out that you had 6 carries for 11 yards and 2 touchdowns. So I have to ask, how did this come about? How did you end up playing both ways?
Yeah, so I played a little bit of both ways in high school. I played a little bit of running back, like power back, with linebacker as well. Really just situational. And when I was at Sac State, I believe our starting power back kind of fullback kind of guy got hurt and they had known that I had played a little bit. So I would just start rotating in with the offense as running back also and a just like power back, third and one, fourth and one, third and goal, first and goal, or I mean whatever the situation was. But yeah, I ended up getting a couple touchdowns. That was great. But yeah, so I guess I play a little bit of both ways. Not too many snaps. I think you said 11. But yeah, just that's kind of how.
Interesting. Has it ever come back up in your professional career? Ever
Oh
been asked to play both ways?
no, scout team running back. I know, like when I was in the league, scout team. I mean, in the CFL too, and at every league pretty much. I mean, I guess you just play whatever you can on scout. So
That
I
makes
play scout team running back. So
Okay, that makes sense. I kind of figured, that probably wasn't a realistic possibility at this level, but you never
uh,
know. You never know.
yeah, man. That I don't think they thought I was the best running back.
It's probably a reason why you ended up a pro linebacker for sure. But so anyways, you declare for the NFL draft in 2016 and you end up undrafted, but you sign with the Denver Broncos, my hometown team. You were playing next to guys like Von Miller, Shaq Barrett, Brandon Marshall, Todd Davis.
Yep.
What was your time here in Denver like, and what did you learn from like this group of veterans you were surrounded by?
Oh man, first and foremost, they gave me an amazing opportunity. One of the first teams that offered me to come up and play for them. I was very appreciative, very thankful. I got to play with my Sac State alumni, Todd Davis. He went to Sac State also, so it was really cool. He kind of helped me in terms of with the playbook and just I mean your first NFL team is a big thing. It's a lot of just a lot that you're not really used to coming from college. But I had a great time. I love the city of Denver. Highly suggest if people haven't been there to go visit. I mean, I had a great time. The stadium was amazing. Coaches were amazing. No complaints. Just the timing wasn't right, and unfortunately, well, I guess everything happens for a reason. But at the time, got released, and ended up getting picked up by Oakland a couple weeks later, and the story goes on.
Absolutely. And speaking of the story going on, in 2017, you ended up with Indianapolis, I believe, under Chuck Pagano.
Yep.
And you ended up sticking until Matt Eberflus took over and brought in his system, correct?
Yep.
Can you kind of talk to us about the intricacies between learning both these systems and how tough it was for you to kind of um, build on your success from year to year, given that you were changing systems?
Um, well, I just think that, especially at the pro level and especially playing middle linebacker, you're usually referred to as the captain of the defense. More times than not, there may be a safety or a D lineman, but in majority of systems, they want the middle linebacker to lead the team. So I feel like with that, you bring on the responsibility of fully understanding the defense. So my job was to command the defense and lead the defense. So when the new system came, it was really just learning a new defense. I didn't really think about it like, oh, I just learned this other one, and now I got to learn this one. It's just no, it's just this coach was with this way. This coach wants it this way, so I have to learn it how this coach wants it. That's really it. And as a professional, that's what we're expected to do. That's what we get paid to do, and that's what had to happen.
Absolutely. You might not want to answer this question, but did you have a preference between the two systems?
No preference. I was just thankful. So it is an answer. I really didn't have a preference. I was thankful to be on a team. So whatever defense I was running, truthfully, I was thankful and I was blessed.
Absolutely. So shortly thereafter, you end up with Sean Payton and the Saints. How was your time there with the Saints like?
Oh man, so the Saints were an amazing organization to be a part of. Sean Payton, Drew Brees, amazing coach. Excuse me, Sean Payton was an amazing coach. Drew Brees was a Hall of Fame quarterback, future Hall of Fame quarterback. Cam Jordan, Demario Davis. I can keep going. It was just the city of New Orleans, Nolens, the city of Nolens is one of its own, man. It's they got a lot of love for the Saints. Who that nation is definitely no joke. So I loved it there. They treated me like family. Anywhere I went, I was treated well, respectful. It was just a part of my journey. So I'm thankful, and they gave me an opportunity, and I can never be more appreciative.
Absolutely. So kind of shortly thereafter, after the stint with the Saints, you end up transitioning over to the CFL. What
Mhm.
kind of led up to your decision to go to the CFL? Was it finally just a desire to find a place where you could get on a field and start?
Um, I think a lot of things go into that decision. First and foremost is prayer. I really truly believe that the man above, guides me, and he talks to me. And I felt like after my stint with the Saints, I had some interest from the CFL. I actually had interest from the CFL in 2018 as well. Um, but I just felt like it was the right move. That he was like that's kind of what just happened, and Calgary offered, and a couple other teams were interested. Obviously we're negotiating, but we went with Calgary, and I mean, no, that's kind of how it went down. So yeah,
Absolutely. So unfortunately, as we all know, the CFL season gets canceled in 2020.
right.
Talk to me about how that felt. I mean, you make the decision to sign with Calgary, and then all of a sudden the news breaks that
Yeah,
hey, we're
man,
not going to have a season.
it was definitely an interesting year. You know, you get ready for thinking that you're going to training camp. Then we all get the news that, like you said, there's no season. So now you got to find something else to do with your time. And it's like I ended up starting a business, a training business, coaching. Um, it's called DAND, the DAND Academy. Delays are not denials. It's my brand, and I'm just thankful. I'm blessed. It's kind of my motto, um, and it allowed me to, have a a passion for something else briefly. Of course, football's always was going to come back eventually, and it did. So, um, but I guess I looked at it at a different way, and I chose to do something else with my time since we didn't have a season. So you got to do something. So you can't just sit around. So I chose to kind of venture into something else.
Absolutely. So is that brand still running today, and is it something fans
Yeah.
can find somewhere?
Yes, that's my Instagram. You can look it up. It's a DAND Academy on Instagram. More than welcome to go check it out. Or just follow me on Instagram. I post everything about it. So um,
Perfect.
yeah, you can find it very easily.
Perfect. I will make sure to link that in the video when we get this all dropped for you.
Okay.
So you return to Calgary in 2021, and you have an amazing season. You're named to the CFL West All-Star team, 97 tackles and a sack that year. Kind of walk me through the emotions. At that point, it had been a little while since you had the chance to start, and now you get this chance to start. You're immediately named to the All-Star team. That had to have been an amazing feeling after all that.
Yeah, yeah, man. it was just a great feeling to be able to come in be a part of a team. Be a part of a team, stick to a team, lead the team, and first all the personal accolades are going to follow. If you have the right intent, if you come in there ready to work, if you truly believe that, you're on the best team, then I feel like if you put in the work and you truly believe it and you have faith, then the rest is going to follow. And I feel like I put in the work and it showed, by becoming an all-star, and I even wanted more. I wanted more. I wanted to win Grey Cup, all that, and I was very thankful and blessed to become an all-star, and definitely no complaints about that. So yeah, oh good, great. A lot of love for them.
I can only imagine. And then you go out in 2022 and have an even better year with Saskatchewan. Although you didn't get named to the All-Star list, did that give you a little extra motivation? You got a little chip on your shoulder after that?
Yeah, I guess I would say, you know, I mean, if you want to call it a chip, the way I look at it is I want to win. So even more than that, we lost in the playoffs. So like that burns more than anything in my, because if you win a Grey Cup, all the rest of that doesn't matter because you won a Grey Cup. That's what's gonna get written in the history books. That's what you want to be recognized as a winner. So the fact that I didn't get All Star was secondary to us losing the game.
That's completely fair.
About winning. So, I wanna win. We don't put all this time and effort and film and meetings and training and practice and off season to go and lose. No, so I wanna win. So I didn't even really think about it.
That's completely fair. I always kind of wonder how much those acolytes really matter. And actually, I'd worded the question a little bit differently in the notes I had sent you because some players really think that stuff's meaningless. Not necessarily meaningless. It's nice to have, but at the end of the day, it's kind of just icing on the cake, so to speak.
Yeah, yep, like you said it perfectly.
I'm just being myself, cool as can be. When I'm being myself, you wish you were me.
It's so easy. Get out your own way.
It's just so easy.
So in 2023, you make the interesting decision to pursue the XFL. You ended up with Bob Stoops and the Arlington Renegades.
Yeah.
What motivated you to make this move? I mean, you're coming from the CFL. You're pretty stable up there. I personally was surprised to see your name on the transaction list when it came out that you were interested in the XFL.
Well, a few different things came to the decision. To I'm always gonna first say, I ask the man above. That's the number one thing in my life. So, I did some thinking, did some praying, talked to my family. I was addressed with that when it came down to it. They said that, they were interested in me, and I felt like at the time, it was another opportunity, and I took it. So it was nothing against Saskatchewan, nothing against any team, nothing against the CFL. It was just what I felt like was best for me at the time. And this is a business. We have to treat our bodies as our business and our career. So that's kind of what I felt like was for me at that time, and I took it. I don't have any regrets you know?
Hard to blame you. I mean, especially with the way that the XFL season's oriented,
Yep.
it feels like on the surface it would be better for players in terms of trying to make that NFL jump. So definitely understand that. So during the 2023 season, obviously you have another great season, playing 10 games, and you end up in the championship game as a very unlikely participant in the
Yeah.
championship game, may I add. Um, and then you ultimately win your first championship. So, I
Yeah.
mean, what was that like?
Man, there's like, now that I know what it's like to win a championship, like, it's always been the only thing that's on my mind, but it's even more now. It's like there's no better feeling than hosting up that trophy at the end of the year with your brothers, like with everyone who you grinded all year with, like, is no better feeling than that, than all the work you put in paying off, being the best team that year. It's just it makes it all worthwhile. And I've never got to experience that in my whole life. I've never won a championship. So it's like that was my first championship I've ever won in my life. So it was, you know, man, I can't even explain it. The feeling was amazing.
Absolutely. So I got to ask, are there any players on that team in particular that stick out to you as far as talent level and guys that just really are elite and should belong at the next level?
I mean, like I had the interview the other day, and he kind of asked something similar to me about the talent level. Like the talent from the NFL to the CFL to the XFL is very minute. It's not this big jump. Every league has talent. Every league has ballers. Every league has elite players. Every league does. When you get a group of men who are competing for livelihoods and playing the game they love at a professional level, there's going to be ballers. So every league has them. I always see the comparison. Everyone wants to always compare. It's like it's kind of hard to compare two different leagues. CFL has its own rules. You know, 12 on 12. It's a different game than the NFL. The NFL is its own thing. The XFL is its own thing. The XFL had a completely different rules. So it's like, you get to comparing all that. It's like, sure, I guess in a grand scheme of things, you can in a way, but I mean the talent level in all three leagues are, I mean, elite. So
I
yeah,
would 100% agree, and I think it's evident by this year when you see 70 some players signed out of the XFL and the USFL
yeah,
total. So,
yeah,
not to mention the CFL players, I didn't even count them. So,
yeah,
um,
all leagues.
exactly. So after the season, you end up requesting your release to pursue NFL or CFL options.
Right.
When you requested this release, I assume you had already had some teams reach out and inquire about your availability.
Um, Teams as in CFL.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, it was more honestly the fact that I knew that I wasn't planning on re-signing with the XFL. So in my eyes, there was really no point of being signed. You
That
know,
makes sense.
I just, I have a lot of love for the XFL, a lot of love for the Renegades. They gave me an opportunity. I won a championship. I'm forever thankful. But I just felt like I just want to continue playing football and having fun playing football, and I felt like that was the best decision for me.
Absolutely. So I'm also curious, since you've been available, have any USFL teams reached out to you?
USFL?
Yeah.
There's a little bit of everything. So we'll just, I mean, a little bit of everything. So as a for the just gotta wait and see.
Absolutely. I was kind of curious. I mean, if I'm a USFL team, I see you, ultimately released. I'm making that call at the very least. I mean, what are you going to say? No. I mean, if that's the case, I'm no worse off than I was
Yeah,
before,
the
right?
USFL is another great league. The XFL is a great league. USFL is a great league. Just no comment. No comment.
That's fair. That's completely fair. I had a feeling that'd be the answer there.
Uh,
Um, in a recent interview with Three Down Nation, you made some comments that I think they made a little bit more of a stir than I think they really were meant to on the surface.
okay.
So, when comparing the XFL and the CFL, you said you didn't feel as satisfied after the season with the XFL. Can you kind of elaborate on that a little? Because I know off camera you told me that you had a lot of fun in the XFL. It was a great experience. You have nothing against them. So, I think this is getting a little blown out of proportion. So, I wanted to give you an opportunity to kind of explain that a little bit to fans.
Yeah, yeah. I will explain it a little bit. I mean, for one, like I told you off camera, there's nothing against the XFL. I see, like I said earlier, everyone kind of wants to compare, right? That's kind of the thing. People want to compare, prove which league's better. But it's hard to compare two completely different leagues. I loved playing in the XFL. It wasn't that I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed playing. I enjoyed winning a championship. It was nothing to do with that. I just felt like the best move for me was somewhere else. So it could be another person's dream to make it there, right? That's not necessarily my dream. But I had a great time. I had a great, we did very well. I have nothing, like I said, I have no negative towards the XFL. No, like these, a couple of the comments. No, none of that. I just want to continue playing football and having fun playing football, and whatever's meant to be is gonna be for me. So there's no comparison on my end. There's no comparison. It's just I just felt like the best move for me, for Darnell, was elsewhere. That's it.
That's completely fair, and you're not the only player who has made that choice. There's been others that have jumped back to the CFL as well.
Yeah.
So completely fair.
And then in addition, you can find guys who left the CFL who didn't want to come back because it's just not what they want to do. It's not that the CFL is bad. It's just that's not what they want to do. So it's like, it's all up to the individual, and everyone has their own journey. Everyone has their own journey. Everyone has their own dream. At this point in my career, I just want to play football and play for the love of the game and enjoy the game as long as I could possibly enjoy it at the highest level. So that's kind of what motivated me in that decision.
Absolutely. And on that note, I mean, you've got many more years to come, I imagine. You're only 28 at this point, so got a long time before you have to even consider retirement. But I do want to ask, I mean, have you put any thought into your future as far as after football? I mean, are you considering coaching or anything like that?
Yeah, so I own a business, a training business. It's called, DAND. It's a brand. It's my brand. Delays are not denials. It's aimed to, give athletes, and not only athletes, people a vision. Chase your dreams no matter what. Trust and believe that if you want something, you can get it no matter what. And it's it's a lifestyle brand, clothing brand. It's a way of life. In addition to training business. So I've already started works with that, and I want to continue doing that. And big things to come. Big things to come.
I love that. I love that. So with all that being said, that is pretty much all the questions I got for you. Is there anybody you want to shout out other than your company? And do you have a website we can visit?
It's in the making.
Okay.
But you're more than welcome to follow me on Instagram. You just type my name in, you'll find it. My training business is there as well. I mean, I post, I try to be as regular as I can be, I try to show as much love as I can. Just shout out to the man above, shout out to my family. Mom, my dad, my sister, brother for always, believing in me, and all my close friends who have been training with me throughout this whole journey, and they know who they are. I don't even need to say it. They know exactly who they are. So, yeah.
Absolutely. That makes perfect sense. Well, Darnell, I wanted to thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. I know you didn't have to come by and do this at all, so I really, really appreciate you taking the time to come talk to me. It was interesting learning more about your career because honestly, a lot of the stuff that I didn't know, I never really knew that you played with the Broncos. I mean, primarily when I became aware of you, you were with Colts and then with the Saints. So it's kind of interesting finding out that you played in Denver at one point, played some running back, stuff like that. So it was awesome learning more about you. I wish you the best of luck in the future, and hopefully you get another ring before the season's up.
That's the plan. That's the plan. So we'll just keep it. We'll just say it like that.
Absolutely. Well, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and let you have the rest of your night to yourself. Thank you so much once again for your time, and again, thank you so much.
Hey, thank you, man.
I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer. I'm a game changer. changer.